Hello everyone, Namaskara ellarigu. Hello my dear students. I welcome you all to this wonderful learning platform PW Kannada Foundation channel my dear students. Hengidira ellaru? Fine. Good evening ellarigu. Hello my dear students. Welcome to the session. Welcome to this wonderful batch Yatharth 2.0. So this is for completely dedicated batch for class 9 students. So ಇವತ್ತು ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ದಂಗೆ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಒನ್ ಶಾರ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಲೆಕ್ಚರನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮುಗಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಲೆಕ್ಚರಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರಯಾಂಗಲ್ಸನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸಿದ್ವಿ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರಲಿ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಥಿಯರಮ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರಲಿ, ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟೆಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಷನ್. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ಟುಡೇಸ್ ಸೆಷನ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಡೀಲ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟ್ ಕ್ವಾಡ್ರಿಲ್ಯಾಟ್ರಲ್ಸ್. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಫೈನ್. ಸೊ ಇದು ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಫ್ಯೂ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್ ವಿಚ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಲರ್ನ್. ಫೈನ್. ಟ್ರಯಾಂಗಲ್ಸ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇತ್ತು, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಟ್ರಯಾಂಗಲ್ಸ್ ಟಾಪಿಕಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ 9th ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲಿತೀರಾ. ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ಎಸ್, ಟ್ರಯಾಂಗಲ್ಸ್ ಅದು ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಏನಾರು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕು ಅಥವಾ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಫೈನ್ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ DPPs ಆರ್ ದೇರ್, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೋರಿಂಗ್ ದ ಬ್ಯಾಚ್ ಫೀಚರ್ ಇದೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು, ನೀವು PW ಆ್ಯಪನ್ನು ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಟೋರಿಂದ ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಆ ಎಲ್ಲ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ DPPs ಏನಿದೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅಬ್ಸಲ್ಯೂಟ್ಲಿ ಫ್ರೀ ಆಫ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ PW ಆ್ಯಪಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಕ್ಲಿಯರಾ? ಸೊ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೋರಿಂಗ್ ದ ಬ್ಯಾಚ್ ಫೀಚರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳ, ಫೈನ್, ಇಫ್ ಯು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್, ನೀವೇನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, PW ಆ್ಯಪನ್ನು ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ನಂಬರಿಂದ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಕೂಡ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಏನೂ ₹1 ಕೂಡ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಫೈನ್, ಸ್ಪೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಸೊ ಆರಾಮ್ಸೆ ನೀವು ಆ ನೋಟ್ಸನ್ನು ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ನೋಟ್ಸನ್ನು ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ಫೈನ್, ನೋಟ್ಸನ್ನು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಆ್ಯಪ್ ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಲಾಗಿನ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಯಥಾರ್ಥ ಕನ್ನಡ 2.0 ಬ್ಯಾಚನ್ನು ಯಥಾರ್ಥ ಕನ್ನಡ 2.0 ಬ್ಯಾಚನ್ನು ಸರ್ಚ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇನ್ ದ PW ಆ್ಯಪ್. ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಬ್ಸಲ್ಯೂಟ್ಲಿ ಫ್ರೀ ಆಫ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೋರಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಓಪನ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ದ ಬ್ಯಾಚ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ಸ್, ಡ್ಯೂರೇಷನ್ ಏನಿದೆ, ವ್ಯಾಲಿಡಿಟಿ, ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೆಕ್ಚರ್ಸ್, ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನಲ್ಲಿ. ವೆನ್ ಯು ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಆನ್ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಫಿಸಿಕ್ಸ್, ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ, ಮ್ಯಾಥ್ಸ್, ಬಯಾಲಜಿ, SST ಕೂಡ ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಫಿಸಿಕ್ಸ್, ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ, ಮ್ಯಾಥ್ಸ್, ಬಯಾಲಜಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ SST ಆಲ್ಸೋ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಆ್ಯಡೆಡ್ ಅಪ್ ಓವರ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಸೊ ವಿತ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಸೊ ನೀವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ದೆನ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೀಡ್ ವಿತ್ ವಾಟ್, ರೆಫರಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಇಟ್, ಸಾಲ್ವಿಂಗ್ ಮೋರ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಸೊ ಎಸ್, ಇನ್ ಟುಡೇಸ್ ಲೆಕ್ಚರ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ನಾವು ಟ್ರಯಾಂಗಲ್ಸನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸಿದ್ವಿ. ಟ್ರಯಾಂಗಲ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಫಿನಿಶ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಲೆಕ್ಚರ್ ಓವರ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್? ಟ್ರಯಾಂಗಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಸ್ಟಡಿಡ್ ಫೈನ್ ಕಾಂಗ್ರುಯೆನ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ or congruence rules, and also we did what students, important questions. Clear? Important questions. Clear? ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಾದ್ರೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸಿಗೆ ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ PW ಆ್ಯಪ್. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ಟುಡೇಸ್ ಸೆಷನ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಡೀಲ್ ವಿತ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ಯಾರಲೋಗ್ರಾಮ್, ಮಿಡ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಅಲ್ಲಿದೆ, ಮಿಡ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಥಿಯರಮ್ ಇರಬೇಕಿತ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಓಕೆ, this is your midpoint theorem. Okay, clear ada midpoint theorem. Fine. So these two things are there. Very short topic students, ಏನು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಒಂದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಥಿಯರಮ್ ಅದ, ನಾವು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಅಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಒಂದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅದ, ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ study in this lecture. Clear? So if you see students over here, fine. So let us start with definition of quadrilateral over here. So quadrilateral definition ಏನಾಗ್ತದ, any geometrical figure, okay, any geometrical figure having okay, any geometrical figure having 4 sides, 4 angles and 4 vertices. Clear? Any geometrical figure is there having 4 sides, 4 angles and 4 vertices. Any geometrical figure having this 4 sides, 4 angle, 4 vertices is called as okay, is called as a quadrilateral. Clear ada? Is called as a quadrilateral over here. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಏನು ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊತೀನಿ. ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ನಂಗೆ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ರಿ. ನಾವು ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದಿಸ್, ಓಕೆ, ಇಫ್ ಯು ಸಿ ಓವರ್ ಹಿಯರ್, ಫೈನ್, ಇದು ಕ್ವಾಡ್ರಿಲ್ಯಾಟ್ರಲ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವೈ, ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ 4 vertices ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, 1 2 3 4, okay, 4 angles are there, 1 2 3 4, okay, clear ada, and 4 sides, 1 2 3 4, so this is a quadrilateral, clear ada, fine. Also we can take this as a quadrilateral, nodri ee riti ತಗೋಬೋದಾ ಇದನ್ನ ಕ್ವಾಡ್ರಿಲ್ಯಾಟ್ರಲ್ ಅನ್ನ? ಎಸ್. ವೈ? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ 4 vertices, 1 2 3 4, clear, 1 2 3 4, 4 sides, 4 angles, clear or no? Correct. So these both are quadrilaterals over here. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? Now if I consider this figure, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತದ ಟ್ರಯಾಂಗಲ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ವಿಲ್ ದಿಸ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಅ ಕ್ವಾಡ್ರಿಲ್ಯಾಟ್ರಲ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್? ನೋ, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅ ಕ್ವಾಡ್ರಿಲ್ಯಾಟ್ರಲ್. ಓಕೆ, ಕ್ಲಿಯರಾ? ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ಅನ್ಬೋದ, ಏನು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ದಿಸ್ ಬೋತ್ ಆರ್ ಫಿಗರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಯುವರ್ quadrilaterals over here, quadrilaterals, but this geometrical figure, if you observe, fine, angles nodri ಇಲ್ಲಿ 1 2 3 angles are there, vertices ಕೂಡ 3 ಅದಾವ, and sides are also 3. Clear students? Understood? So this is not a quadrilateral. 4 side 4 angle and 4 vertices ಇದ್ದರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ quadrilateral ಆಗ್ತದ. But what if we consider this circle? Is this a quadrilateral? ಇದು ನೀವು ಕಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ನಾಗ ಹಾಕಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, is this quadrilateral? Clear? Is this quadrilateral? Make sure to drop it down in the comment box. Clear? Okay, fine. Next ಗೆ ಹೋಗೋಣ. Yes, now from your parallelogram is also a quadrilateral. ಹಿಂದೆ ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ದೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ, this is also a quadrilateral. Okay, also a quadrilateral. So parallelogram ಹೆಂಗ್ ಬಂತ? Fine, definitely ನಿಮ್ಗೆ you might be having a thing going on in your head, right? Sir, parallelogram ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ? ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಟ್ರಯಾಂಗಲ್ ಇತ್ತಿದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರಯಾಂಗಲ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಂಡ್ ಆಗೈತಿದೆ. ಫೈನ್, yes, so this is we have triangle students over here. Clear? ಇದು ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಟ್ರಯಾಂಗಲ್. Yes or no? Okay, fine. Now this is a triangle over here students. ಏನಾತ ಟ್ರಯಾಂಗಲ್ ಭಾಳ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿ 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 ಸುಸ್ತಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮಲ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ ಅಂತ ಮಲಗಿತ್ತು, ಹಂಗಲ್ಲ. ಫೈನ್, ಟ್ರಯಾಂಗಲ್ ಇತ್ತ, ಪಾಪ ಒಂದು ಚಂದ ಫಿಗರ್ ಇತ್ತ. ನೋಡ್ರಿ, 4 vertices ಅದಾವ ಇದಕ್ಕೂ. There are 4 vertices over here students. Clear? There are 4 sides, 1 2 3 4. There are 4 angles also, 1 2 3 4. So 4 vertices are there, 4 sides are there, 4 angles are there. So this is also a quadrilateral. Clear? ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ ಜೋರ್ ಅರ್ಥಕ್ವಿಕ್ ಬರಂತಲೇ ಏನಾತ? ಫೈನ್, ಒನ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಜೋರ್. ಫೈನ್, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ರೆಕ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಗಲ್. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ರೆಕ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಗಲ್. ಸೊ ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ ಜೋರ್ ಅರ್ಥಕ್ವಿಕ್ ಬರಂತಲೇ ಡಗ್ 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 ಹಾಕಿ ಇದು ಬಿಕೇಮ್ ವಾಟ್? ಪ್ಯಾರಲೋಗ್ರಾಮ್. ಸುಸ್ತಾತ್ರಿ ನಿಂತದಕ್ಕೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಸ್ಟ್ರೇಟ್ ನಂಗೆ ನಿಲ್ಲಂದ್ರೆ 10 ನಿಮಿಷ ಕಾಲು ನೋಸಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾವೆ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ರೆಕ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಗಲಿಗೆ ಏನಾತ? ಇಟ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಬಿಕೇಮ್ ಸುಸ್ತು ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಇಟ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಟು another quadrilateral over here. Okay, it got transformed to another quadrilateral over here. Nodri ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ angles. Yes or no? Clear the? And vertices are there, 1 2 3 4. Clear? Is this clear? Fine students. So rectangle got transformed to parallelogram. Okay, done ada? Yes. Now next, once adi nam parallelogram ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿ, ಫೈನ್. ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವಿ ಕಮ್ ಟು ದ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟ್? ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ಯಾರಲೋಗ್ರಾಮ್. ಓಕೆ, ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ಯಾರಲೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ನಾವು ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಇಸ್ ದಟ್, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ನಂಬರ್ 1. ಇದು ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ನಂಬರ್ 1 ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯರ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. Fine, it is your important property. Clear? Yes, nodri. So what it tells? A diagonal of a parallelogram divides it into two congruent triangles. Fine. A diagonal of the parallelogram divides it into two congruent triangles over here. Andre ಏನು ಅನ್ನತ್ತಾರ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಪ್ಯಾರಲೋಗ್ರಾಮ್, ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಐ ಹೋಪ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವಿಸಿಬಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯು ಪೀಪಲ್. ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಫೈನ್, ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿ ಪ್ಯಾರಲೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ given by ABCD. Clear? This is the parallelogram ABCD, students. Now for this parallelogram, if we take a diagonal over here, diagonal A to C, clear? A to C ನಾನು ಏನಾರೆ diagonal ತಗೊಂಡ್ನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲೇನು ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಈಗ? Fine. So two triangles form ಅದು. One triangle is this. Yes or no? Triangle we have ADC. This is one triangle. And we have another triangle over here, triangle ABC. Yes or no? Here we have triangle ADC. This is triangle ABC. So can we tell that what we need to show, students? The diagonal of the parallelogram divides the parallelogram into two congruent triangles, and the triangle ADC is congruent to triangle ABC. This is what we need to show. Okay? Yes. So to prove what? Not really. Fine, important result is that this is important, students. This theorem is important. They will ask you for 5 marks. Okay, important 5 marks. Clear? Understood? Solve madona. So they are telling that this is the construction step is the construction. So construction we have ABCD be a parallelogram and AC is the diagonal. ABCD is a parallelogram and AC be the diagonal. Observe that the diagonal AC divides the parallelogram ABCD into two triangles, namely triangle ABC and triangle CDA. Yes, that is what I have told you. Fine. CDA, ADC and ABC. Okay, naditada. We need to show that the triangle ABC is congruent to triangle ADC. Clear? Fine. So in that case, students, look at this. Fine. In triangle ABC and triangle CDA, BC is parallel to AD. Yes. Fine. BC you will observe madidra, BC is parallel to what? AC over here. Okay, sorry, AD. Because ಏನು rectangle the straight ಇರ್ತಾವಲ್ಲ, ನಿಂತಿರ್ತಾವ rectangle, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ parallel ಆಗಬೇಕು. Yes or no? So over here, can I tell that? I will mark over here. Whatever your AD is there, students, it is parallel to BC. Clear? AD is parallel to BC over here. And next point, if you observe, fine, your BC is parallel to AD and AC is the transversal. Correct? ಈ ರೀತಿ ಅದ. Understand ಮಾಡ್ಕೋರಿ ಇದು. Fine. Here we have, clear? ಈ ರೀತಿ ಅದ. This is your AD. Clear, students? And this is your, we have BC, and there is a transversal like this. Clear? If you had parallel sides, this is parallel to this, so this angle will be equals to this angle because of what? Pair of alternate angles. No, really, angle BCA, this angle, that is angle BCA, I hope it is not visible. You'll note angle BCA is equals to angle CAD. Ida kottidara, or DAC. Also AB is parallel to DC. AB, E side is parallel to this side. Clear ada? Fine, students. AB is parallel to DC and AC is transversal. So BAC, correct? This angle is equal to this angle. Again, this is because of what? Pair of alternate angles. Clear ಆತ? ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ದು ಒಂದು ಆ್ಯಂಗಲ್ ಆಯ್ತಾ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಆ್ಯಂಗಲ್ ಆಯ್ತಾ, ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಸೈಡ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು. ಎ ಸಿ ಇಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ಸ್ ಟು ಸಿ ಎ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಕಾಮನ್ ಸೈಡ್. ಸೊ ಯಾವ ಕಾಂಗ್ರುಯೆನ್ಸಿ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ? ಎ ಎಸ್ ಎ ರೂಲ್, ಟೂ ಆ್ಯಂಗಲ್ಸ್ ಒನ್ ಸೈಡ್. ಸೊ ಬೈ ದಟ್ ಕಾಂಗ್ರುಯೆನ್ಸ್ ರೂಲ್ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಟ್ರಯಾಂಗಲ್ ಎ ಬಿ ಸಿ is congruent to triangle CDA. Fine. So diagonals AC divides parallelogram ABCD into two congruent triangles ABC and ADC. ಇಷ್ಟು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕಾ? ಓಕೆ, ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಅದ ಪ್ರೂಫ್. ವಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ವಿತ್ ವಾಟ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್? ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಪ್ಯಾರಲೋಗ್ರಾಮ್, ಒಂದು ಡಯಾಗ್ನಲ್ ಅನ್ನ ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡಿ 2 ಟ್ರಯಾಂಗಲ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಕಾಂಗ್ರುಯೆಂಟ್ ಅದಾವಂತ ತೋರಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ವಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ವಿತ್ ವಾಟ್? ವಿ ನೋ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಎ ಡಿ ಇಸ್ ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್ ಟು ಸಿ ಡಿ. Opposite sides of next result other. Okay, I will give that result. AD is parallel to CB is there. So opposite sides are parallel of the parallelogram. For that reason, whatever this diagonal is there acts as a transversal. Once the transversal bandmele, pair of alternate angles are equal. Pair of alternate angles one side got. Next students, AB is parallel to DC. Again AC is transversal. Again pair of alternate angles. Yard angles sikkidu. AC is a common side to both the triangles. So by ASA congruence property, both the triangles are congruent. Simple alla? Simple avudhenilla? Clear ada? Yes. So next we have properties of parallelogram. Clear? Nodri illi properties of parallelogram. This is a property number 2 over here. It says that students, fine, or we call it as theorem 8.2. In a parallelogram, opposite sides are equal. One parallelogram now construct ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು andra, if this is the parallelogram students, that is ABCD, okay, we can tell that whatever this parallel sides are there, opposite side are equal. Andre idest length irtada, fine, or else I can mark like this. E ಎರಡು sides equal adava and these two sides are equal. ABCD is a parallelogram. ABCD is a parallelogram and AB is equal to BC and AD is equal, sorry, AB is equal to CD and also your AD is equal to BC. Clear students? Clear ada? Done? Fine. Next result ಗೆ ಹೋಗೋಣ. Yes. Theorem 8.3. Theorem 8.3 and this will be your property 3 of the parallelogram. ಇಷ್ಟ ಕಲಿಬೇಕ್ರಿ ನೀವು. Properties ನೆನಪಿಡಬೇಕಾ? Fine. First theorem important ಅದ, proof ಮಾಡೋದು, ಉಳಿಕಿದೆಲ್ಲ important ಇಲ್ಲ. First one is very important property, sure short question ಅದ. ಉಳಿಕಿದ ಮ್ಯಾಗ ಒಂದು problems ಬರ್ತಾವ, that we will clear. So in this question students, they are telling that if each pair of opposite sides of a quadrilateral are equal, then its parallelogram, fine, if each pair of opposite sides of quadrilateral is equal, this is nothing but what? Converse of property 2 or theorem 8.2. Clear? Think ಮಾಡಿ. Do it students. Do it. Okay. Analyze ಮಾಡ್ರಿ. ನೋಡೋಣ. Try to analyze it. If each pair of opposite sides of quadrilateral is equal, then it must be a parallelogram. Fine. So what they are telling over here, ಏನು ಹೇಳತ್ತಾರ ಅವರ? If this is the quadrilateral we have, and if each pair of opposite sides are equal, triangle ಕೂಡ ಆಗ್ತದಲ್ಲ ಸರ್? ಆಗ್ತದೆ. So only rectangle, sorry, triangle ಅಲ್ಲ, rectangle ಕೂಡ ಆಗ್ತದ, and that is what I told you earlier. E pair is equal to this pair, ಹೌದೇನಿಲ್ಲ? This is ABCD. We have, if they are telling that if the opposite pairs are equal, that is nothing but what? If AB is equal to CD and your AD is equal to BC, then converse is ABCD is a parallelogram. Okay, clear ada? Parallelogram idra opposite sides equal ಆಗ್ತಾವ and opposite sides equal ಆತಂದ್ರ parallelogram ಆಗ್ತದ. Done? Clear? Parallelogram ಅನ್ನ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ಕಟ್ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಕೂಡ ಬರೀತಾರೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜನ. ಈ ರೀತಿ parallelogram ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡಿ ಈ ರೀತಿ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್? ಟ್ರಯಾಂಗಲಿಗೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಬರಿತೇವಲ್ಲ, like this they draw the parallelogram students and write. Okay, shortcut for parallelogram. Clear? Done ada? Done? Next. ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ಯಾರಲೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ನಂಬರ್ 4 ನೀವು ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ ಏನು ಹೇಳತ್ತಾರ ಇನ್ ಅ ಪ್ಯಾರಲೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅಪೋಸಿಟ್ ಆಂಗಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಟೆಲಿಂಗ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಡ್ರಾ ಪ್ಯಾರಲೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಹಿಂಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಪ್ಯಾರಲೋಗ್ರಾಮನ್ನು ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ಅಪೋಸಿಟ್ ಆಂಗಲ್ ನೀಡ್ಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ ನೋಡೋಣ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಹೌ ವಿಲ್ ಯು ಡೂ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಅ ಮಿನಿಟ್ ಓಕೆ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಎಸ್ ಲುಕ್ ಅಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಟೆಲಿಂಗ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ if a parallelogram is there, first of all one parallelogram construct ಮಾಡ್ರಿ this is ABCD. If the opposite sides of the parallelogram are equal, opposite fine in a parallelogram opposite angles are equal ಅನ್ನತಾರ ಅವರು this is a theorem 8.4 first sides ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ನಾವು now here we are talking about what now here we are talking about angles over here opposite angles are equal e add opposite angles equal ಆಯ್ತಾ that is angle A fine ABCD is a parallelogram ABCD is parallelogram fine ABCD is a parallelogram then we can tell your angle A is equals to angle C and also students these two angles are equal angle B will be equals to angle D. Clear? Understood students? Clear the result? Next result ಗೆ ಹೋಗೋಣ properties 5. Okay, so this is a property number 5 over here. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಹೇಳತ್ತಾರ ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಅವರು this will be our theorem 8.5 in a quadrilateral each pair of opposite angle ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು quadrilateral ಅದ opposite pair each pair okay each pair ಅಂದ್ರೆ quadrilateral ನಾಗ ಟೋಟಲ್ 4 angles ಇರ್ತಾವ 2 ನಾಗ ಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು okay if each pair of opposite angles are equal then we call it as nothing but what parallelogram ಒಂದು quadrilateral ನಾಗ if each pair of opposite angles are equal then we call it as nothing but what students parallelogram over here clear yes or no is it clear okay fine look at this fine we will consider this ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂದು ಕ್ವಾಡ್ರಿಲ್ಯಾಟ್ರಲ್ ಅದ ABCD okay this is the quadrilateral we have and from here students I am telling that your angle A is equals to angle C you add angles equal adava and also we are telling that these two angles are also equal that is angle B is equal to angle D fine so this is nothing but what these are pair of opposite angles are equal so pair of opposite angles equal atandra ABCD is parallelogram ABCD automatically ಏನಾಗ್ತದ parallelogram ಆಗ್ತದ clear without any doubt I hope it is clear now next property 6 the diagonals of the parallelogram bisect each other 100% so idu kuda students sorry I forgot one point over here so this is also nothing but what converse of property 4 or also it is nothing but what theorem 8.4 okay converse of property 4 or theorem 8.4 over here clear now yes properties of parallelogram 6 we have that is 8.6 the diagonals of the parallelogram bisect each other 100% one parallelogram consider madona if this is the parallelogram we have whatever these diagonals are there okay this diagonal bisects this okay ಹೌದಲ್ಲ here we have ABCD clear ನೋಡ್ರಿ bisects ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ equal parts ನಾಗ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾವ so how much this length is there this is also of same length and this is also of the same length O clear so how we can tell suppose ABCD is a parallelogram ABCD is a parallelogram such that okay, such that what do we have students over here? We have such that AC and BD are fine. AC and BD are diagonals intersecting at O, then OA is equals to OC and OB is equals to OD, correct? Because they bisect each other. Artha aita? Clear alla ee point? ABCD parallelogram ada, AC and BD are diagonals intersecting at O, then OA is equals to OC and OB is equals to OD. This much is what you have to understand over here. Done. Next. This is a property 8.7. If the diagonals of the quadrilaterals, this is again converse property. Okay. Converse property is the converse of property 6. Howda? Because they are telling that if the diagonals of the quadrilateral bisect each other, then 100% it must be parallelogram. Ashta parallelogram idra diagonals bisect ಆಗ್ತಾವ, diagonals bisect ಆತಂದ್ರ parallelogram ಆಗಬೇಕು. Fine, this is the basic idea. Clear students? Clear? Idra nodri opposite. If this is the quadrilateral I am taking, fine. Sir, every time ನೀವು ಹಿಂಗ್ಯಾಕೆ ತಗೊಳತ್ತೀರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡ್ರಿ. I'll take this students. Fine, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ rotate ಮಾಡೋಣ so that you have a clear cut idea. Fine, if I am taking this diagonals, this is the diagonal, idon diagonal aata, and the other diagonal we have this, correct ada? Yes or no? Yes. So here we can shape this as ABCD is a quadrilateral, fine, and this length both the diagonals are intersecting over here. If we tell this length is equals to this length and this length is equals to this length, clear? So nodri from here OB or we can tell that AC and BD are diagonals of quadrilateral, okay, are diagonals of quadrilateral ABCD such that okay, AB and BD are diagonals of the quadrilateral such that OA is equals to OC and OB is equals to OD, then we can tell that ABCD is a parallelogram. Clear students? Did you people understand this? Simple alla? Ishta properties of parallelograms adav. First one property congruent ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅದ. Fine, revise ಮಾಡೋಣ quick ಆಗಿ. One, the parallelogram ada, diagonal is there, diagonal bisects the parallelogram into two congruent triangles. ಆ proof important ಅದ. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ side ಗೆ ಬರೋಣ. Fine, if opposite sides of the, fine, if it is a parallelogram, property 2, parallelogram idra opposite sides equal irtava. In a quadrilateral, if opposite sides are equal, then it is a parallelogram. That is side based aata. Angle ig bandra, if the opposite pair of angles are equal, then it is parallelogram. If it is a parallelogram, pair of each opposite angles are equal. Clear or not? Okay. Next shared properties, angles magadra. Next two is on diagonals. If it is a parallelogram, diagonals bisect each other. In a quadrilateral, if diagonal bisect, then 100% it is a parallelogram. Clear? ಏನು ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊತೀನಿ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟು ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ ಸೈಡ್, angles and then diagonals. Okay, now with this idea students we will go to solve this example. Show that each angle of a rectangle is right angle. Okay, each angle of a rectangle is what? Right angle. A rectangle is a parallelogram in which one angle is right angle. Clear? ಹೌದೇನಿಲ್ಲ? Rectangle is a type of a parallelogram. So ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡೋಣ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಒಂದು fine, we will take this as ನಮ್ rectangle ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. Let this be a quadrilateral. ABCD be a quadrilateral in such a way that one of the angle, we can take this angle A as equals to 90 degrees. Clear? So we have to show that the rest of the angles are also 90 degrees. This is from the given ABCD be a rectangle in which angle A is equals to 90 degrees. We need to show rest are 90 degrees. AD is parallel to BC. Yes. You'll note this is AD is parallel to BC over here. And AB is a transversal. AB is a transversal. So can I tell that angle A plus angle B is equals to 180 degree? Why? Interior angles on the same side of the transversal. Clear? Because they are telling that if I explain you like this, not really. These two sides are parallel. Color change ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. These two sides are transversal. This is a transversal. Sorry, these two sides are parallel, and whatever this is there, it acting as a transversal to this. Now we know that if this is the transversal, students, ಈ ರೀತಿ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಲೈನ್ ಅದ ಹಿಂಗೆ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಲೈನ್ ಅದ, ಫೈನ್, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಲೈನ್ ಅದ. ಓಕೆ, ನಾವು ಸ್ಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಅದ ನೆಸಿಟಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಎಸ್ ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಸಾರಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ವರ್ಸಲ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್. ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ವರ್ಸಲ್ನು ಸ್ಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಇರಬೇಕಂತ ಏನೂ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ವರ್ಸಲ್ ಅಡ್ಡ ಇರ್ಬೋದ, ಫೈನ್. So let this be my transversal like this. So we know that whatever the sum of interior angles is there, eared angle sum the 180 degrees. Same thing we have taken. Angle A plus angle B is 180 degree. Interior angles on the same side of the transversal. But already we know that angle A is what? 90 degrees. So angle B will be equals to what? 180 minus angle A, 90 degrees banta. Howdenilla? Bantenilri illi. So angle B is what, students? Now angle B over here is also 90 degrees. Clear? Now angle C is equals to angle A and angle DB is equals to angle B, because opposite angles of the parallelogram just by property 2 we had studied. Just by property 2. How then? This is by property 2. We studied that the opposite angles of the parallelogram are equal. Bant notri, half of the result is done. So angle C is equals to angle A, angle D is equals to angle B. So both of them should be 90 degrees, and we say that therefore each angle of the rectangle is right angle. Clear, students? Now nimge ಎರಡು homework question ಅನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ರಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ if the diagonals of the parallelogram are equal, then you need to show that it is a rectangle. Diagonals of the parallelogram equal ಆಯ್ತಂದ್ರೆ rectangle. Show that the diagonals of the square are equal and bisect each other at right angles. Okay, so these are your practice questions. Same properties apply ಮಾಡಿ you have to solve. Clear? Easy ada, ಏನು tough ಇಲ್ಲ. Practice questions, apply property. Clear? Apply property. Done? Okay, chalo. So next now we will move on from this to another example over here. Example note. Show that the diagonals of the rhombus are perpendicular. Okay, we need to show that diagonals of the parallelogram, rhombus are perpendicular to each other. Notice, students, one other property one and the derivation is fixed. Sure, short question. Along with that, such type of question you will get. Consider a rhombus ABCD. Il rhombus ada ABCD. Yes or no? Fine. I hope it is visible. Yes, it is visible. ಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವರ್ಟೈಸಸ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಬಿ, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಸಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಡಿ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದೆಮ್ ಆರ್ ಇಂಟರ್ಸೆಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಆಟ್ ಓ region. Clear? Now next from here we know that, okay, we know that AB is equals to BC is equals to CD is equals to DA, because of this is a rhombus, because of it is a rhombus. In rhombus all the sides are equal. Rhombus all sides are equal. Clear? So they are telling that show that the diagonals of the rhombus are perpendicular to each other. Triangle AOD and triangle COD, if we consider the two triangles, triangle AOD and triangle COD, diagonals OA is equals to OC, OA is equals to OC. Clear? Because diagonals of the parallelogram ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರ ಎರಡು ಟ್ರಯಾಂಗಲ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಟ್ರಯಾಂಗಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ದೇ ಆರ್ ಟೆಲಿಂಗ್ AOD, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ AOD triangle over here, and they are telling COD, COD ಅಂದ್ರೆ COD. Clear? Yes. these two triangles they have considered over here. Fine. Now next, from here students, they are telling that whatever the diagonals of the parallelogram are there, okay, or fine, they bisect each other, andre equal irthav ivedu, correct. So OA is equals to OC and OD is a common side to both of them, both of the triangles. OD is a common side, fine. And AD is equals to CD, AD is equals to CD, fine. Idyaka, because of what, already it is given, this is the given data over here, because the rhombus naga ella sides equal ಆಗ್ತವ, AD is equals to CD. So therefore by SSS congruence rule, idu side ada, idu side ada and idu side ada, by side we can tell both the triangles are what, fine, congruent to each other. So angle AOD is equals to COD, corresponding parts of congruent triangles, ಹೌದೇನಿಲ್ಲ. They are telling that angle AOD ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತದ, ಈ angle AOD will come over here and angle COD will come over here. Both of them are equal, they are telling, correct, by CPCT. And angle AOD plus angle COD is nothing but what, 180 degrees. If it is 180 degrees students, both are equal, so 180 degree. Angle AOD 90 degree aata, angle AOD is 90 degree. So idana iga change ಮಾಡಿ I have to take it as what, this is our 90 degrees. 90 degrees anantle hinge irtada, yes or no. If this is 90, this is also 90, this is also 90 degrees. So idu kuda 90 degrees ಆಗ್ತದ and this is also 90 degrees. If all the angles are 90 degrees, then the diagonals must bisect. Fine. So perpendicular to each other, the diagonals of the rhombus are perpendicular to each other. Ashta proof. Clear ada? Fine. Next we have the midpoint theorem. Okay, midpoint theorem notri easy ada, fine. So this can be asked for 3 marks students, 3 marks they will ask. Question yav riti bartad andra, state and prove midpoint theorem. You need to prove, state and prove midpoint theorem. Clear? Okay, yes. Look at this students. Theorem 8.8, it says that the line segment joining the midpoints of the two sides of the triangle, if there is a line segment joining the midpoints of the triangle, correct, il triangle ada, this is a triangle ABC, there is a line joining, fine, there is a line joining the midpoints of these two triangles. Okay, here we have E and here we have F. So there is a line joining the midpoints of the two triangles. If this is there students, then they are telling that is parallel to the third side. Idan now it is parallel to the third side anta prove ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Okay, clear ada? So idka ನೀವು class 10th ನಾಗ ಹೋಗಿ, after going to class 10 students, you learn this as your BPT. If a line is drawn parallel to the third side of the triangle, then it divides the other two sides in the same ratio. Okay, so eek beda, but yes, you need to remember this. Fine, midpoint theorem. So if there is a line segment joining the midpoints of the two sides of the triangle, 100% parallel ಇರಬೇಕಂತ ನಾವು ಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. So in the given figure, we have taken this figure, or ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ABC be a triangle and E be the midpoint on AB and F be the midpoint of AC, join the line. Okay. Now students, here they are telling that in the figure E and F are the midpoints of AB and AC respectively. So CD is parallel to BA. CD, correct, CD is parallel to BA. One construction anna now ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. This is a construction. Make a construction in such a way that CD is parallel to BA. Now triangle AEF is congruent to triangle CDF. AEF ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಬರ್ತದೆ, AEF is congruent to triangle CDF. ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇವು ಎರಡು triangles. Okay, this is a triangle. Okay, I'll change pen color. ನೋಡ್ರಿ, this is a triangle AEF, correct, AEF, and there is another triangle over here which is nothing but what, CDF. Fine, CDF, these two triangles. Fine, we can tell that these two pair are pair of vertically opposite angles. ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದಾ? ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ವರ್ಸಲ್ ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್ ಸೈಡ್ಸ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ದಿಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಗಲ್ ಈಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ದಿಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಗಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇದನ್ನು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಹಿಂಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದಾ? Correct or not? Or we can tell that ED is a common side to both the triangles. So by fine, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಹೇಳಿದಾರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ. Fine. So both the triangles are congruent by ASA rule. Common side ನೀವು ತಗೋಬಹುದು ಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ. Fine. So by that EF is equals to DF and BE is equals to AE is equals to DC. So we are coming to the conclusion that BCDE is a parallelogram. Opposite sides parallel irtava. So thus we got EF is parallel to BC. Did you people understand this? This is the midpoint theorem over here. Okay. So midpoint theorem nega another way is that the line drawn through the midpoint of one side of the triangle is parallel to another bisects the third side. Okay. If a line is drawn parallel from one side, this is converse. Correct? Idu bandbitta converse ada. That means that nothing but what, students? There is one triangle over here. They are telling that if a line is drawn from the midpoint, suppose either the midpoint is another ABCD. ABC is that this is the point D over here, which is midpoint of AB. One side of the triangle and is parallel to the other side bisects the, okay, what they are telling, if a line drawn through midpoint of one side of the triangle parallel to another side bisects the third side. Okay, ee riti idu like third side adala, this is the first side, this is second side and this is third side. So if we see over here, if we draw a line like this parallel to the third side, it must also bisect over here, and the E is what? Midpoint of AC. So this is the midpoint theorem. So ist nimge idea idre saki topic nag ತಿಳಿತಾ? Clear, students? So if we go through summary of this, nodri, in this topic you have studied that a diagonal of a, correct, a diagonal of a parallelogram divides the triangle into two congruent sides. Property 1, summary of this. In a parallelogram, opposite sides are equal, opposite angles are equal, diagonal bisect each other. This is property. Okay. Parallelogram nega opposite sides equal adava, opposite angles equal adava, diagonals bisect each other. Diagonals of the right angle bisect each other and are equal vice versa. Rectangle idra, fine, if there is a rectangle, students, diagonals of the rectangle bisect each other and they are vice versa. Adna nimge homework kottideni. And here also diagonals of the rhombus, this we had proved this, proof ಮಾಡಿದೆವು ಇದನ್ನ, and this is also we have done the proof of this. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ important ಐತಿ. Clear? Each other and right angles and vice versa. Coming to the last part, diagonals of the square bisect each other at right angle and are equal vice versa. The line segment joining the midpoint theorem ita. Okay, midpoint theorem. Clear? So here we have, students, the line segment joining the midpoints of any two sides of the triangle is parallel to the third side and half of it. Same over here, a line through the midpoint of the side of the triangle parallel to other side is the midpoint of the other side. Clear? Artha aita, students? Fine. So this is what I have given you as a homework question. Practice madri ಎರಡು questions ಅನ್ನ, ಹಂಗ just ignore ಮಾಡಕ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡ್ರಿ. Fine. Just by looking, don't ignore it. First ನಾವು ಏನು ಕಲ್ತು, we studied what is a quadrilateral. Correct? 4 sides, 4 angles ಇರಬೇಕಾ and 4 vertices. Quadrilateral. Then we went to a special type of quadrilateral, which is a parallelogram. Parallelogram ಕಲ್ತ ಮೇಲೆ we have to understand its properties. Fine, ಎರಡು ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ angles ಮ್ಯಾಗ ಅದಾವ, ಎರಡು ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ sides ಮ್ಯಾಗ, ಎರಡು diagonals ಮ್ಯಾಗ. Fine, once we have done that, first property tells us that if we take a parallelogram and if we take a diagonal of it, it divides the parallelogram into two congruent triangles. Important proof ada 100% ಬರ್ತದೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ. After that, we came to midpoint theorem. It says that if a line which is parallel to the third side of the triangle bisect ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ parallel ತೋರಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. Opposite of that is nothing but what? One side of the triangle midpoint in the line draw ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ parallel to the third side. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸೈಡಿಗೆ bisect ಮಾಡ್ತದ ಅಂದ್ರೆ midpoint ಆಯ್ತಾ. Converse is also true over here. So that's it, my dear students. ಅಷ್ಟ ಸಾಕು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಈ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ನಾಗ. These are the things you people need to remember over here. Clear? First theorem proof ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಓದ್ರಿ, ಮಾಡಿರೋ ಎರಡು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸನ್ನು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಓದ್ರಿ, and 2 examples what I have given, do it. Midpoint theorem just 1 or 2 marks ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. State and prove midpoint theorem, statement of midpoint theorem 2 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸಿಗೆ ಕೇಳಿರಂದ್ರೆ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾ, 1 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸಿಗೆ ಕೇಳಿರಂದ್ರೆ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಕ್ಲಿಯರಾ? ಐ ಹೋಪ್ ದೆರ್ ಈಸ್ ನೋ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ನಾವು. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಅದಾವೆ ಎನ್ ಸಿ ಆರ್ ಟಿನಾಗ, ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರಿ ಅದನ್ನು. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಪ್ ಟು ಯು. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವುದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ನಾಗ ಡೌಟ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಚಾಟ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ನಾಗ ಹಾಕ್ರಿ, ಕಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ನಾಗ. ಈ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಕಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ನಾಗ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ದೆಮ್. ಓಕೆ, ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಮೈ ಡಿಯರ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಟುಡೇಸ್ ಸೆಷನ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸಿಗೋಣ ವಿತ್ ಅ ನ್ಯೂ ಟಾಪಿಕ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯೋರ್ ಸರ್ಕಲ್ಸ್ ಅದ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ. ಅದು ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಅದ. ಫೈನ್, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸಿಗೋಣ. ಟಿಲ್ ದೆನ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಕೇರ್ ಆಫ್ ಯರ್ ಹೆಲ್ತ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಮೈ ಡಿಯರ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್.